Hey guys, what is up and welcome back to my channel. As you guys can tell from the title of today's video, I felt like it had been long enough since I filmed my Unpopular Opinions book tag. I don't even know if my old one is still up or not. I may have taken it down. But I've read so many books in the last, I don't know, like since I put that video up, I guess year and a half, that I wanted to sit down and film the Unpopular Opinions book tag again. So I guess this is Unpopular Opinions 2.0. I think I saw Emma Books do this. I saw like her video and it said 2.0 and I thought, you know what, that's kind of a good idea. I thought it was a whole new tag, but I was wrong. But I wanted to sit down today and do this with you guys. So I hope you guys are excited and let's go ahead and just get started. Alright, so this was originally created by the Book Archer. She hasn't posted in about 5 months, but I am going to list her channel down below in case she does decide to come back, and you guys should definitely check her out because I actually really liked her videos. I actually miss her and wish she would come back. But the first question I have here is a popular book or series that you didn't like. I don't know if it's that I don't like it or I'm just struggling so hard to get into it recently. It is something that I read the first one and started reading the second one and just, I hear so much hype around it and I want to love it so much, but that would be The Raven Boys or The Raven Cycle by Maggie Stiefvater. Like I said, I've read the first one, but there is something about Maggie's writing that I just do not like, and I feel like I want to love them because they are so atmospheric and I want to love them because the story is so cool, but someone I know just recently finished the last one and thought it was a garbage ending and it was super horrible, and I don't know, I'm trying to love it and I'm going to continue to try to love it, but it's really hard, and Maggie with her verbiage makes it really hard. So I am going to keep going, but if I never finish it, I'm really sorry. A popular book or series that everyone else seems to hate but you love is question number 2. Now, I'm going to go with a really weird one on this one, or maybe not really weird, but I just never hear anybody talk about how much they like it, and that'd be Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. I adored this series. When I read this series, I read the first book in a couple of hours, and then I rushed to the Barnes & Noble by my house and grabbed the second one, and then the third one I don't think at the time had come out, so I had to order it, and I was so excited for these books, and I really liked them. Now, they get a little bit weird, they start lagging, like the pacing gets a little bit off, and the story gets a little bit convoluted, but for some reason, I'm just so drawn to the series, and I will forever love the series, so definitely Miss Peregrine's. I don't know anybody who likes it, honestly. If you're a fan of the series, please let me know down below so we can chat about it. Alright, question number 3 is a love triangle where the main character ended up with a person you did not want them to end up with, or an OTP that you don't like. Okay, so an OTP that I don't like is Harry and Ginny Weasley. I hate it. I think that Ginny, book Ginny at least, is too good for Harry. I think that she's too wonderful, too strong. I for some reason kind of felt like she was kind of just like stuck with him for some reason, and I hated it. And watching her develop throughout this series was wonderful, and I dislike Harry so much that I think watching them end up together was super frustrating to me. Alright, number 4 is a popular book genre that you hardly reach for. That's going to be contemporary. I think that will always be contemporary. I am not a fan. There are a few books like Neanderthal Opens the Door to the Universe and We Are the Ants and things like that that I enjoy, but they have to be more of a mental health contemporary, or they have to be a little bit of a darker contemporary. I'm not here for the like fluffy contemporaries very often. Neanderthal Opens the Door to the Universe is the only one that I've really liked that's been super fluffy. If you have any good contemporary recs, leave them down below though, because I'm really looking to expand my reading. It's just been really hard to figure out where to start. Alright, number 5, a popular or beloved character that you do not like. I'm gonna go with Lila Bard from Shades of Magic. I hate her. Like, I don't just dislike her, I hate her. Like, I would avoid her. Like, if she was a real person, I would avoid her and not talk to her and like do whatever I could to just stay away from her. I despise her as a character. I think that she was incredibly childish. I think that she made a lot of things more difficult than they needed to be under the pretense of being a badass and just like wanting to be on an adventure and living her best life. And it's like, no, you're acting like a child. Like, Kel literally says, don't do this thing because it will have very, very bad repercussions. And within like 2 pages, she's doing the thing that he tells her not to do. And the whole book is like that. And everyone's like, oh, she's a rebel and she's a badass. No, she's just a pain in the ass. Like, I just do not like Lila at all. Like, she actually almost killed the series for me. Like, can you tell how upset I am about this? Like, I loved that series so much, and I feel like it would have been, all of them would have been 5 stars, and it would have been one of my very favorite series of all times, but I absolutely hate Delilah Bard. A popular author that you can't seem to get into is number 6. Do I even have a popular author that I can't really get into? I mean, I guess I could say Maggie Stiefvater because I'm just not a fan of her work at all, but I'm sure there's somebody else that I can think of. Oh, I know who I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say Renee Ahdieh. I have the, what is it called? The Wrath in the Dawn and the Something in the Dagger. I own both those books. I bought them almost 2 years ago, but for some reason, I just can't bring myself to get into them. I tried to read the first like 15 or so pages of the first one and just didn't get into it. So now I have these books that have just been sitting here. I'm going to try again later, but every single book that she's ever released that I've heard about, I just haven't really been interested in. I don't even know what The Wrath in the Dawn and The Rose and the Dagger are about anymore. I just think that I bought them because of hype, and there's just none of her books really seem to appeal to me. And I don't know, is she an author worth pursuing? Because I hear about her, or I used to hear about her quite often, and now I don't hear about her at all. So I don't even know if she's like that popular of an author, but she's definitely an author that I really haven't fallen in love with. All right, number 7 is a popular book trope that you're tired of seeing. I don't know if this counts as a book trope, but in books, like Leigh Bardugo likes to do this. I guess Sarah J. Maas likes to do this too. Just pretty much all authors like to do this, especially in YA. I think this is what I really love adult for. But it is giving villains redemption arcs. I don't want a villain redemption arc. I want a villain to be a fucking villain. Like, I am so tired of it being like, look at this big bad, like, look at what he's doing, look at all these, you know, like, unforgivable things that he's doing. And then, like, 2 books into the series, or the last book in the series, you're like, oh, never mind, like, it was all a misunderstanding. We can explain it away. Look at this super awesome thing that he's doing to make you fall in love with him. Like, I love villains so much that I don't need a redemption arc for them. Just let them be villains for the love of God. Like, somebody recommend me or write me a book that is purely villains being villains. And I'm not talking like Vicious level either, because I'm reading Vicious right now and there's still some like mild like redemption going on. I mean, I'm only 130 pages in, so I don't really know a whole lot about what's gonna happen, but I just want a dark, super villainous book. Please, that's all I'm asking. All right, number 8 is a popular series that you have no interest in reading. I don't know if I have something like that on here. You know what? I'm gonna open Bookstagram and see what series people are talking about, because I'm sure magically I'll find one on here. Can we talk about a popular book or series that I wish I could unread? Because that would be Six of Crows. Oh, I know a book or series I don't want to read. I don't want to read anything by Cassandra Clare. I'm pretty sure this may have been my original answer, but honestly, I think that Cassandra Clare train has passed me by. I don't want to read the Hunger Games. I don't want to read the other series that Veronica Roth did, which I cannot remember the fucking name of. There's just so many books that I feel like my time has just passed. I feel like it'd be very akin to somebody trying to read Harry Potter nowadays, and while they may enjoy them, I feel like for those of us who read them growing up, I feel like they had a little bit more meaning, and I feel like a lot of those books sort of fall in the same genre for me, like Cassandra Clare, Veronica Roth's original books, The Hunger Games, those books. I just have no desire to read them now. I feel like that time has come and gone, and it's not time. I don't have time to read books that I don't really want to read. I don't have time to read series that I don't really want to read. Also, I hear a lot of things about Cassandra Clare, and I'm not gonna get into it, but I think as I heard about those things when I was much younger, and it kind of shaped how I feel about her now. And I'm not saying that those things are necessarily true, and I'm not saying that she's a bad person by any means, but for me, it kind of was the reason why I didn't read those growing up, and why I really no desire to do it now, unfortunately. All right, and the next one, and the last one that I have here is, the saying goes, the book is always better than the movie, but what movie or TV show adaptation do you prefer more than the book? Now, this is going to be a little weird. So, Stephen King wrote a crime novel. I can't remember what year it came out, but it's pretty old. But it was called The Colorado Kid. And it was, like I said, a crime novel. It's about a body that was found on a tiny island on the coast of Maine. Because, you know, Stephen King, Maine, what else is new? But the body was identified, and then it was unidentified, and then a few years later it was identified, and there's like a big story about it, and I read it so long ago that that's like very loosely what I could tell you about it. However, I think it was Sci-Fi or USA did a show called Haven, which is very, and I mean very, loosely about or based on the Colorado Kid. I believe really what happens is a body is found in the beginning of the show, and it's based on an island in Maine. It happens on an island in Maine. But it is so good, you guys. I love the show Haven. It's really kind of campy, which is why I think it might be done on Sci-Fi, but I think it's actually done on USA. but I just love that show so much. I think I was on season 3 when we got rid of Netflix, and now I think all of the seasons are on Netflix. There's like 5 of them, and I have Netflix again, and I think I'm going to binge it this autumn because I adore that show. I love all the characters. I love the storyline. It's essentially about a little bit of time travel. There's a whole lot of supernatural things that happen on the island. It's just really, really cool. So if you're looking for a good Netflix show that is loosely based on a Stephen King novel, I think you'd really like Haven. Alright, I guess that's it for all the questions. I hope you guys liked this. Leave me your unpopular opinions down below. I'm specifically interested in a genre that you don't like to read and an author that you can't get into, because I feel like these are very hit or miss for a lot of people, and I know a few of the people that follow me have a lot of trouble getting into Stephen King, and I want to see if you are one of them. But yeah, that is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and think about subscribing, but I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!